Have you ever walked past the mirror and thought, is that really me? Not in a bad way, but in a surprised, almost amused way. Like, hold on a second, I feel better than I did 10 years ago. So, why do I still expect to feel old? If you've caught yourself moving with a little more ease, waking up with less stiffness, or just feeling sharper than some of your younger family members, don't brush that off. You might just be doing something that most people your age can't, and that, my friend, is what we call aging in reverse. Now, I know aging in reverse sounds like something from a Hollywood movie or some snake oil commercial promising miracles in a bottle. But let's bring this down to earth, because the truth is, there are very real, very practical signs that show your body and mind are not just surviving past 70, they are thriving. And here's the kicker, most 80-year-olds out there, they've given up on these signs, not because they're lazy, not because they don't care, but because no one told them that it was still possible, that you could still feel strong, capable, and confident in your own body after 70. But here you are proving the exception. So in this video, we're going to talk about 7 things most 80-year-olds can't do anymore, and how, if you're still doing these things, you might be aging in reverse without even realizing it. And trust me, these aren't things like running marathons or climbing mountains. No, these are everyday, subtle wins that reveal a much bigger story about your health, energy, and even your mindset. Let's start with one of the most powerful indicators, something so simple you probably take it for granted. Getting out of a chair without using your hands. Yes, really, stand up, right now if you can. Did you have to push off with your arms? Did your knees groan like an old floorboard? Or did you rise smoothly, like your body knew exactly what to do without struggle or hesitation? Because here's the truth. The ability to stand up unassisted is a direct signal of leg strength, core control, and balance. And most 80-year-olds, they've lost that. They grab the arms of the chair. They lean forward and grunt. Some can't even do it without help. But if you still can, that's not just impressive, it's meaningful. That strength is your armor against falls, hospital visits, and the slow drift into frailty, and you earned that strength. Maybe it's from daily walks or gardening, or just refusing to sit still for too long. Whatever it is, you're keeping something alive that most have let slip. Now, here's another sign, one that shows up when no one's watching. You can still remember names, dates, or where you left your keys without going on a 30-minute scavenger hunt. Mental sharpness. Most people assume memory fades with age like some sad inevitability. And yes, some things might slow down. But when you're aging in reverse, your brain doesn't just survive. It stays playful, focused, and curious. You still solve problems. You still enjoy learning. You might even surprise your grandkids by remembering things they told you in passing. Little things that matter. That ability isn't just luck. It's a result of engagement. You've kept your mind active, whether through reading, puzzles, prayer, conversation, or even just by refusing to zone out in front of the TV all day. And that right there is rebellion. It's the quiet kind of rebellion that says, I'm not done yet, and let's talk about stairs. Oh yes, the arch nemesis of aging, most 80-year-olds treat stairs like Everest. Each step feels like a negotiation. But if you can still go up and down stairs without feeling like you need a nap afterward, you've got something special going on. Your joints are holding up, your lungs are working, your balance is still tuned in, and let me be clear, this doesn't mean you race up 2 steps at a time like a teenager. No one's asking for that. But the very fact that stairs don't fill you with dread, that says a lot. It says you're maintaining circulation, bone density, and rhythm, that you're telling gravity not today. Every time you take a step up, you're rejecting the story that says aging has to mean slowing down. And while we're here, let's take a moment to reflect on what all of this means. You didn't just luck into this strength, this clarity, this vitality. You showed up for it. Maybe you didn't always get it right. Maybe there were years where you felt stuck, tired, even hopeless, but you didn't let that define you. You adjusted, you grew, you made small, consistent choices, ones that added up over time, and now, here you are, doing what most 80-year-olds can't. Not because you're superhuman, but because you never gave up on being fully alive. That alone is something worth celebrating. You're living proof that life after 70 doesn't have to shrink. It can expand. And when your neighbors or old friends say things like, "Oh, just wait until you're my age," you can smile quietly, knowing you've rewritten that script for yourself. You're not aging the way the world expects. You're aging in reverse, and your body, your mind, and your spirit are all on board. Now keep going. Let's keep discovering what else your life is still capable of, no matter the number on your birthday cake. There's something powerful about walking into a room and standing tall, shoulders back, chin lifted, posture that says, "I've still got it." Because here's the reality: most people over 80, their backs are hunched, their gait is cautious, and their steps feel like whispers of who they used to be. Posture isn't just about how you look. It's about what your body is trying to say. And if you're still able to stand upright, spine aligned, and walk without staring down at your feet, that's not just good luck. It's a quiet sign that your muscles and bones haven't given up on you. You're maintaining spinal health, mobility, and confidence all in one go. It means your core is still working, your body still listens to your commands, and your sense of presence is intact. And don't underestimate the power of walking speed. Yes, you heard me right. Something as simple as walking a little faster than the average shuffle can be one of the strongest signs you're aging in reverse. Research shows that walking speed is directly linked to longevity. Not because speed makes you younger, but because speed shows everything's working together: your brain, your lungs, your heart, your legs. When someone's gait becomes slow and uneven, it's not just tired legs. It's often a sign that systems are starting to disconnect. But when you walk with rhythm, with confidence, when you take a stroll and don't have to stop every few feet, that's your entire body saying, "We're still in sync." It means your nervous system is still on your side, your joints are lubricated, and your balance hasn't betrayed you. It's a small miracle wrapped in something we often take for granted. Now let's talk about sleep. Not the kind where you toss and turn all night and wake up more exhausted than you were before. I'm talking about restful, uninterrupted, restorative sleep. Most people past a certain age struggle deeply with this. Their nights become battlegrounds. They wake up every hour, their bodies ache, their minds race. But if you're one of those rare gems who still gets a solid night's sleep without medications or midnight pacing, don't ignore that. That's a major sign your hormones, your nervous system, and your inner clock are still working like a well-kept watch. And you know what that tells us? Your inflammation is under control, your mind is calm, your body still trusts itself to rest. Sleep isn't just a luxury, it's the body's repair shop. So if you're still checking in there every night, chances are you're healing better than most your age. And speaking of calm minds, let's take a detour from the physical and peek into the emotional. One of the most powerful signs that you're aging in reverse. You haven't turned bitter. You haven't turned cynical. You haven't let the weight of the years crush your joy or your curiosity. You still laugh. You still cry at beautiful moments. You still want to learn. You haven't shut down emotionally. Most people don't talk about this, but emotional vitality is a massive part of aging well. When someone stops connecting, when they stop caring, when their face goes blank even at weddings, birthdays, or baby giggles, that's not just getting old. That's shutting down. But if you're still feeling life deeply, if music still moves you, if sunsets still stop you in your tracks, if you still get excited about silly little things like picking out a new plant for windowsill, my friend, you are not fading, you're blooming, and maybe the biggest flex of all, you're still doing things yourself. I don't mean running a marathon or building furniture. I mean dressing yourself without needing help. Cooking your own meals, doing your own grocery shopping, opening jars, reaching that top shelf without wincing. Independence, that's the quiet goal so many fear losing, because once you lose it, it starts a slow slide into helplessness. But here you are, still moving through the world with your own two hands. That's something to be proud of. You haven't surrendered your autonomy, you still own your life, and that's not small, that's everything. So let's be clear, you're not just surviving, you're defying the curve. You're dancing right through the years that most people fear. And no, you don't need a standing ovation or a gold medal to prove it. Your daily life is the proof. Every step you take with strength, every night you sleep with peace, every laugh you share with a grandchild, that's the reward. That's the real magic. You are quietly becoming living proof that getting older doesn't mean getting weaker. It can mean getting freer, more present, more full of life than you were even in your 50s, and that is rare. But it's real because you're doing it. Let's keep walking that path together. There's something truly special about waking up with purpose. Not just out of habit, but because there's still something in you that says, I'm not done yet. And one of the clearest signs you're aging in reverse. You still want to do things, you're not coasting through life. You're curious, motivated, engaged. Most people at 80, they begin to lose that spark. It's not their fault, it's what society teaches them. That once you hit a certain age, you're supposed to slow down, sit quietly, and let the world pass you by. But not you. You're still planning, you're still dreaming. You still feel like there are chapters ahead worth writing. You might be the one in your neighborhood who still tends to your garden like it's sacred. Or maybe you've taken up painting, baking, journaling, or heck, maybe you finally learned how to use that tablet your grandkid gave you. The point is, you're still building things, and that's no small deal. Creativity is one of the last things to fade in the aging brain. And when you nurture it, when you feed your imagination, your brain responds with joy. It says, we're still in business. That desire to create, to contribute, to keep shaping the world around you, that's vitality. That's a sign your spirit is not on pause. It's alive and kicking, and let's not forget one of the rarest, most powerful signs of all. You're still teachable. You're not locked into the mindset that says, I've lived this long, I know everything. No, you're humble enough to keep learning. Whether it's how to stretch in the morning, how to breathe deeper, how to better support your body, or even how to have healthier relationships. You're open. You're not hardened, and that's emotional youth. It's spiritual youth. It's the kind of attitude that keeps people from growing old in their heart. Because the moment someone decides they know it all, that nothing new can touch them, that's when real aging begins. Not in the body, but in the soul. But look at you, still reflecting, still evolving, still asking questions like, how can I live better, move better, love better? Most people your age have stopped asking. You haven't, and that makes all the difference. Maybe your hands have more lines. Maybe your knees crack when you bend. That's normal. That's just the outer wrapping, but inside, you've kept the fire going. You've chosen movement over stillness, curiosity over apathy, gratitude over bitterness, and because of that, you're not aging like everyone else. You're rewriting the story. You're showing your friends, your family, even your doctors, hey, this is what's possible. This is what aging can look like. Now, let's wrap this beautiful conversation with a truth most people forget. Aging in reverse isn't about pretending you're 25 again. It's about showing up to this moment, this chapter, with more wisdom, more intention, and more joy than ever before. It's about realizing that every day you get to wake up, move your body, laugh at something silly, taste something delicious, or hug someone you love. That's a day you're winning, a day you're thriving, a day your body is saying, I still got more in the tank. So yes, there are things most 80-year-olds can't do anymore. But if you've recognized yourself in these signs we talked about, if you're still independent, still sharp, still strong, still smiling, then guess what? You're not just aging, you're living fully, completely, beautifully, and that's something worth celebrating. Keep doing the things that light you up. Keep surprising yourself. Keep saying yes to life. Because you, my friend, are not just an example of growing older. You are the very definition of growing better. And if this message touched something in you, if it reminded you of your own strength or someone in your life who's aging like fine wine, share it. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment below and tell us what you can still do that surprises people. We'd love to hear your story. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss a message meant to lift you up. Here's to strong legs, steady hearts, and ageless souls. You're not done. You're just getting started. Let's pause for a second and breathe this in together. It's never too late. Not at 70, not at 80, not even at 90. The world might treat those numbers like finish lines, but for you, they're turning points, quiet revolutions. And if you've stuck with me through this video, it's because something inside you still believes there's more to experience, more to become, more to feel. That belief alone is a sign you're aging in reverse, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Now, I want to talk to the part of you that's still fighting, the part that wakes up some mornings with an ache in your knee or a creak in your back and still says, let's go. That fire, that is rare. It's not about perfection. It's not about being the fittest or the strongest or the most active in your community. It's about resilience, grit, the quiet refusal to become invisible. And if you're still doing things that most 80-year-olds have stopped doing, walking without support, sleeping through the night, staying mentally sharp, cooking your own meals, feeling your emotions fully, standing tall, learning something new, then you, my friend, are the embodiment of strength, aging gracefully. Let's not pretend it's always easy. There are days when the world feels heavy, when people don't take you seriously because of your age, when your own body throws you a surprise pain or a moment of forgetfulness. But here's the thing, you've never let that stop you. You've adapted, you've adjusted, you've chosen to treat your challenges not as signs of decline, but as signals to grow even stronger. That's wisdom in action. That's courage dressed in silver hair and soft skin. And maybe the biggest sign of all that you're aging in reverse. You've let go of bitterness. You've stopped holding onto the old resentments that once weighed you down. You've forgiven the people who didn't deserve it. Not for them, but for your own peace. You've chosen peace over pride, joy over judgment, love over fear. That kind of heart that doesn't grow old. That heart becomes deeper, more generous, more open with time. And if you've noticed that your smile comes more freely now, that you cry at movies you used to shrug at, that you look at people with more compassion than criticism, that's a sign. You're not becoming hardened by the years. You're becoming more human. Aging in reverse isn't magic. It's choice. It's choosing to move your body even when it's easier to sit, choosing to connect even when others withdraw, choosing to be curious even when the world tells you to settle down. And you've made those choices. Maybe not every day, maybe not perfectly, but consistently enough that your body, your mind, and your spirit have noticed. And they've responded by keeping you energized, awake, and alive. So where do you go from here? Forward. Always forward. Keep reaching for little goals. Wake up tomorrow and stretch for just 1 minute longer. Cook a new recipe. Call someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Laugh at something ridiculous. Put on music and let yourself sway. Don't do it for someone else. Don't do it to prove anything. Do it because you can, because your life, right now, in this very season, still has so much value to offer. And if this video reminded you of your strength, or maybe reminded you of someone else's, don't keep it to yourself. Share this message. Let's inspire a wave of reverse, aging across the world people who are done with the narrative that aging equals decline. Let's replace it with truth. Aging can mean expansion, freedom, deeper purpose, and yes, more fun. Leave a comment and tell us what's one thing you can still do that surprises others. Or better yet, surprises yourself. We want to hear from you. You are part of a community now, one filled with people who believe in living fully, no matter the number on the calendar. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next conversation. Because this journey we're on together, it's just getting started. You're not past your prime. You're right in the middle of it. Here's to strength. Here's to softness. Here's to choosing life again and again. You are not aging. You are becoming.